Hi, I'm Heather from Heather Handmade, and today I am going to teach you how to make shorts or pants from an adult item of clothing. This is a pattern that you can purchase on my website or on Etsy. It is on sale for the next week, so go and get it while it's on sale. The pattern has 5 variations. There are mid-thigh shorts, bloomers, knee-length shorts, pants with cuffs, or just straight leg pants. The pattern comes in sizes 2 to 10, and you can use almost any adult clothing to make either the shorts or the pants. It works with both woven and knit fabric. I actually have a free version of this pattern just for the mid-thigh shorts and the bloomers. It's for baby sizes. I actually developed that pattern several years ago when I was making shorts for my babies. I figured out how to reuse the hem of a t-shirt to easily make bloomers, but I have now expanded the pattern to have 5 views and way more sizes, so it works for kids, that are growing up. Explain a little bit of the details so that you can be able to make it yourself. Now that I have 2 shorts pieces, these are opposite of each other. So the first thing you need to do is line them up with right sides together, and we are going to sew this back seam and this front seam. So line up these pieces. And we are going to sew or serge with a 3/8 inch seam allowance, just like this, along this curve to the point on both the back and the front. So here is the shorts with this seam sewn. I use the serger to make the video quicker, but you can use just a sewing machine. I have a whole video about just using a sewing machine, and you would do the exact same thing if this were a woven by doing a straight stitch and then finishing the edge. Once you have those 2 seams sewn, you are going to open the shorts like this and lay it, front onto the back, and then we're going to line up the inseam. So what I like to do is I like to have this top seam pointing this way and this bottom seam pointing this way so that it creates less bulk, and I line up those seams like that. Then I line up the edge and I sew straight across like this with a 3/8 inch seam allowance, using either a sewing machine or a serger. So I have sewn this seam. I left these serger tails, and what you're going to do next is, I'm just opening this leg a little bit. I'm going to tuck this thread towards the back. And if you sewed it with a sewing machine, it doesn't really matter about your threads because you back stitched. And and then with those threads tucked under, I'm going to fold the seam allowance towards the back leg, the back of the shorts, and I'm going to just do a couple of stitches forwards and backwards right here across that seam allowance, and it keeps the threads in place and it keeps the seam allowance from poking out in the hem. So if you can see, on this side I used black thread so you can't see the stitches, but on this side I used blue thread and you can kind of see those stitches right there. So once the legs are all done, you can turn your shorts right side out. And the next thing we're going to do is add elastic to the waistband. So I've cut this elastic to a comfortable measurement for my child's waist, and I am going to overlap the ends by 1/2 inch. And you can do back and forth with a zigzag, you can sew a rectangle, whatever way you like to finish your elastic to secure it into a circle, you can do that method. Now that the elastic is sewn into a loop, I am going to divide the elastic into 4 sections. And I'm going to divide the waist into 4 sections. Then I'm going to match up each section so that I can pin the elastic to the waist. And I'm going to pull the elastic in between each section to line it up, and this makes it easier to sew. Now that I have this divided and pinned on, when I sew, I'm going to stretch the elastic to fit the waist and just do a zigzag stitch right down the middle of the elastic. So now I have my elastic sewn onto the waist. If you want, you can add a tag or like a piece of ribbon to the back waist. This is on the fabric side. It's going to be fold over once more, and so it will be inside the waist, but my kids need this so they can tell which is the back or front of pants or shorts. So next, what I'm going to do is fold the waist in like this, so the elastic is folded over once, and then I stretch it and sew it with a zigzag right on the edge of the elastic, and that secures the elastic inside the fabric and keeps it in place, and the zigzag makes it so that the waist can still stretch so it can be, put on and off. Here are the shorts. They are done. This is the waist that's still stretchy with the elastic in it, and you didn't even have to hem down here, which makes it really fast to sew. And these are great, fun, simple little shorts for boys or girls. And that is how you make the little shorts from adult t-shirt. You can also use any other woven or knit adult clothing items. They work really well for these shorts. This is the same technique that you also use for the knee-length shorts and the straight leg pants. You can find the link to buy the pattern down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching my video. I can't wait to see all of the shorts, bloomers, and pants that you make from adult clothing.